All right, y'all. Let's talk about this one. Virna Jandiroba dominates Yan Xiaonan all through this one, man. 30-27. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it up front because it was a disappointing fight to kind of watch, man. Just to see Yan Xiaonan kind of go back to square one here. I mean, I got to give Virna a lot of credit, though. Virna has gotten stronger over the years, and you can see the strength difference here. Yan Xiaonan is strong, but Virna is really strong. I think she's gotten stronger. She's put on that muscle over the past couple of years, and she's been using it. And that's the one thing I'll say about going into this fight. I was rooting for Yan Xiaonan, but my gut was going with Virna. I think that honestly, over the past few years, I think Verna's gotten stronger in her weaknesses. She's gotten stronger in the areas that she needed to get stronger in, like her footwork and her striking. Whereas Yan Xiaonan, her striking is good. Her boxing, her kickboxing all around is good, but her takedown defense and of course her grappling. She was still falling for the same tricks in this fight, just making some all around bad mistakes. Even when she had opportunities to get up, she would go right back into the fight on the ground and just put herself in danger of a submission. It was almost like watching Marina Rodriguez on the ground. She was able to defend these submission attempts, but she was still losing badly on the ground. She had nothing for Virna. She had no scrambles, no transitions. She wasn't able to buck, her hips. She had no hip control in this fight. She was just all around control. So I knew it was either going to go two ways, either a striking clinic if Yan could keep it standing, which was going to be a big task, because like I said, Verna's catching up on the feet. But Verna, if she was going to get Yan down, this is what it was going to look like. I kept picturing these moments in these rounds. Friday, I was like, is Yan going to get is Yan going to get stuck on her back? Is she going to get stuck on her back for real? And hey, sure enough, she did, man. I mean, right from the jump in the first round, I thought Yan was doing a good job with her footwork. She was moving side to side, making Verna kind of chase her, and she was landing some nice body shots. She was going to the body nicely. So I thought she was finally going to set up maybe like a head kick or a right hand to get Verna's respect, but eventually, she kind of backed into the cage here, and Verna just timed a nice level change, got it down to the ground, and started controlling Yan. And here's first round already. I was like, okay, this is how it's going to go. If Yan can't get up, this is what Verna's going to do. But Verna did give Yan an opportunity after that first takedown, man. She got up and she was, starting to. I don't know if she was just trying to time Yan and see what she was doing, but like Yan was on her back, but she didn't get up. So Verna dives right back in and just locks in an armbar attempt in the first round. And I thought this was about to be it. I thought this was about to be it. But, Yan, she was able to defend the armbar and survive the first round. So clearly, Verna was already taking charge in the first round. Second, it was textbook. I mean, right from the jump, Verna put the pressure on, single leg takedown. She's on Yan's back and she's working her. Yan has no answer. She gets locked up in that triangle. And Yan is struggling at this point with and at this point, I was like, okay, this is how it's going to go. Like you see in this picture here, this is the second round where she's locked in this triangle. I was like, okay, it's just eventually whenever Verna softens her up, she's going to get that rear naked. But Yan is strong. Like Yan is strong. She was able to get out of this position without, I'd say it was controlled for like 2 minutes, but with like less than a minute to go, this is where I really got mad. This is where I really got disappointed in Yan because Yan gets back to her feet with like a minute left to go. And instead of letting Verna get up and create space to maybe even score like a knockout or like a big shot, she gets right back on top. She gets right back on top of Verna and acts like she's going to control her. And what does Verna do? She locks up another armbar attempt. She got lucky that she wasn't able to really like extend because their backs were to the cage, or Verna's back was to the cage, so Verna couldn't fully extend it. But she goes right back into an armbar at the end of the second round. So I'm like, all right, she's just giving this fight away now. But by the third round, I was like, maybe Jan's gonna make some adjustments. She was trying to make an adjustment. It looked like she was throwing more jabs out, kind of leaning forward to stop some of the takedowns. But Verna wasn't really messing with that. She was like, I got this. Like Verna did land a hard left hook too when she like stepped in at one point. Verna really wasn't landing a lot of shots herself. She was looking for those takedowns and those submission attempts, but her pressure was still giving Yan problems because Yan wasn't taking any chances. But she easily caught another one of Yan's kicks, got it to the ground again, and just started working her again, on the back, landed some good shots and almost ended the third round with another armbar. So that just kind of shows you the level that Verna is rising up on. Whereas Yan, the stiffer the competition is getting, you're seeing that some of these improvements that we're seeing and maybe a Tabitha Ricci fight or Mackenzie Dern it's still not on the level of like a Weili or even like a Virna at this point. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done on Yan's side. So, after watching this fight, yeah, definitely 30-27 for Virna. Do I see Yan ever getting back to a point to challenge for the title? Not at this pace, man. Not at this pace, because this fight showed a lot. After seeing her lose to Carla and how she got handled by Carla a few years ago, there was a few improvements, but then losing to Weili, just on the ground. Now Virna, these are three of the toughest fights for her, right? I mean, these were three of the toughest fighters she's ever fought on the ground, and if she's not able to evolve here or, stop their takedowns, I don't see her making her way back up. It's going to get tough if she's fighting Suarez, like maybe if her and Suarez fought, that would give her some good practice, but even then Suarez, I still think would be too strong for her, Virna, on the other hand, she's earned her shot now. That's 5 in a row for her. Would she be trouble for Weili? I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, the submission attempts on the ground could be there if Weili got reckless, but I think that Weili has two of them things I always talking about that just nullify a good jiu-jitsu practitioner, and Weili, she's got the jiu-jitsu now, but she's really strong. Like, physical strength is going to be one of the things to really nullify Virna, but also the wrestling, wrestling and that physical strength. Just like, like I said, you've seen some of these other fighters in the past, like Tyler Santos, able to neutralize girls like Jillian Robertson. I think that, Weili will be able to do the same to Virna if it goes to the ground, but she'll also have the speed and power, on the feet. She'll take chances on the feet, whereas Yan didn't. Yan didn't really take any chances by landing some of the better shots here on the feet. So if you're not taking advantage of what's right in front of you, then eventually Virna's going to take over, and she did. So, yeah, man, Virna's earned her shot, y'all. So what do y'all think from here? Do you think Virna has an opportunity? Well, do you think she has a chance to win if she takes on Weili next when that fight happens? What do y'all think about Yan Xiaonan from here? Do y'all think she fights back up to a title eliminator again? What do you need to see her work on? Let me know in the comment section. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.